All right, so this clip's from an early season Yankee Red Sox game. This was like the first inning. It was definitely one of the earlier innings. I could be wrong. Um, it's not really the point. Right here, the situation was one out, a second and third. And what happened was the ball was hit to Jackie Bradley Jr., pretty strong defender out in center field for the Red Sox. Carlos Beltran was on third, decent runner, and of course Jacoby Ellsbury, one of the fastest guys in the league, was on second base. And the ball itself was a ball where he had to run to make the catch in the gap. Beltran's easily going to score on the sac fly. Ellsbury, on the other hand, it's going to be a close play. And the problem here is the first mistake is Jacoby Ellsbury even running because he is making this play for Jackie Bradley Jr. way too easy. Jackie Bradley Jr. is going that way. He's a good defender. Ellsbury should know that, being that they both were with Boston in previous years. And the other main point is that the base runner that matters here is Carlos Beltran. You want to make sure that run scores. So there shouldn't be any scenario where you really want to take a risk here because the only run you're worried about scoring here is Carlos Beltran from third. Getting that runner from second to third with two outs, not really all that important. So we'll watch the play develop. With that said, we see a strong throw. Obviously, two guys are running. Bradley Jr. is going to throw to third base because he has no shot at home. That's why we don't want, if we're Jacoby Ellsbury, you don't want to run here because this is the play that's going to be made. There's no chance at home, but there is a chance at third. And we'll bring it through, and we'll see him get thrown out here. All right, he's thrown out pretty good. Don't worry about my camera work. I'll actually let you watch in fast motion real quick just to get a feel for it. So Ellsbury was tagged out at that point pretty safely, and Beltran's nowhere near the plate. I mean, play's already been ended, and we see Beltran just crossing the plate, about a few seconds after the play ends. So obviously that was the end of the inning. Out number two is Bradley Jr. catching the ball. Jacoby Ellsbury getting thrown out as out number three, and it's before Beltran crosses the plate, so therefore that run doesn't score. It's a costly run. This ended up being a one-run game. The Yankees actually won, but you can imagine if it was the other way around, this could have been a very costly mistake. And I'm sure the closer for the Yankees at the time would rather have a two-run lead in the ninth than that one-run lead. So obviously this is a critical mistake, but a mistake that a lot of people make. So once again, we understand the mistake by Jacoby Ellsbury. What you need to understand, the bigger mistake here for me, though, and the not so obvious one, is Carlos Beltran. We watch Carlos Beltran here. I'll speed it up. Well, that's in slow motion on ESPN anyway, but we can kind of get from this. Carlos Beltran wasn't running very hard. We even look at him as he goes in here. He should be scoring by now. And obviously that's not the case. So the main mistake for me is Carlos Beltran not hustling because that's something he can control. Jacoby Ellsbury made a bad baseball decision. Carlos Beltran decided not to hustle, and it cost his team a run. On that play, you have to sprint through home plate. You might think, in Carlos Beltran's mind, there's no chance the throw goes there. But the reality is that his run has to score before the other base runner gets tagged out. And that is why you have to hustle hard there. You got to sprint home, even if there's no play at your base, because a play at another base, such as the play at third base here with Jacoby Ellsbury, it can really impact whether your run counts or not. So you always got to hustle hard on the bases, and it's not just about hustling hard to look good. It's about hustling hard to take advantage and score runs.